Hello beautiful souls, and welcome to the Aquarius season pick a card reading. I'm really excited to share these readings with you today, so let's dive straight in. So for those of you who are new, each astrology season we start with a pick a card reading to see what the energy of the season is going to be for you, what's going to be coming in, how your path is going to develop over this season. So if you've missed any of the others, I started in Libra season, you can just go back and watch all of those. Or if you trust that coming in now, starting with this video is right for your journey, then I'm really happy to have you here, and welcome back to all my OGs. It's really good to have you with me. Always makes me so happy to connect with all of you. So we are just moving into Aquarius season. I really love this season. I only know a couple of people who are Aquarius sun, interestingly enough. Both of them I adore. They are both just the loveliest people, so shout out to my Aquarius friends. You know who you are. Hope you're having a wonderful start to the season, and happy birthday. We know Aquarians to be really futuristic, forward thinking, all about community, connecting. They're quite tech minded, or really good, usually at that kind of scientific tech side of things. Sometimes they are a bit shy with their emotions and maybe don't totally show things, but they do feel deeply and care a lot. And obviously it's an air sign, so they think a lot. They're quite creative. All of the Aquarians I know are really great with business and creativity, so definitely there's just a really beautiful energy I feel coming in after, you know, some quite heavy months, and I feel as though this is a great start to the year to tune into this. I have tried to dress as appropriately as I can for Aquarius season, and the decks that I have intuitively chosen to use for this reading are the Modern Witch Tarot, because I just feel like Aquarius is such a futuristic vibe, and I definitely get that from the Modern Witch Tarot, so I've chosen cards from there. I've also chosen to use the Starseed Oracle, because you just kind of can't really do Aquarius season without nodding to the star seeds, or at least the other beings or the astral realms, so I had to use that deck. And of course the Soul Plan deck, because you guys know that those energies are really powerful and potent, so I always love bringing those in as well. So I'm really excited to share this reading with you. So we have 2 card piles for you to choose from, and what I really like to do to start is to tune into that energy with a short meditation. So I'm just going to invite you to, wherever you are, just take a moment to close your eyes and just begin by taking a nice deep breath in, breathing all the way down into the belly, and exhaling fully through the mouth, and just taking another deep breath in. And as you exhale, just letting go of any cares, any worries, just becoming fully present in this moment. Taking another deep breath in, just setting the intention to really connect with and tune into the energies of Aquarius season. And as you exhale, just relaxing your body, softening your jaw. Just continuing to breathe slowly and deeply. And as we set that intention to connect with Aquarius season, just making sure that anything that comes through this season is for your highest good. Whether this season is focused on healing for you, may you have the courage, the strength, the discipline, and the self-love to support yourself through this journey, knowing that you can always call upon your guides to support you and surround you in healing, loving light. And if this season is full of creativity, abundance, opportunities, may you have the humility and the gratitude to see you through as you continue your journey, knowing that when your cup is full, you can overflow and share that love and that abundance with others. And as you begin to open your eyes, just really tuning into the 2 card piles on the screen now, and just allowing your intuition to guide you to either card pile 1 or card pile 2, knowing that whichever one you choose is the one that's most aligned for you. Okay, Okay, so if you chose card pile number 1, then we have the Death card as your main theme for this month. Now what's really interesting is 2 things came through for me when I tuned in after I'd intuitively picked this card. And firstly, what came through is, for me, death is rebirth. So there could be something that you're letting go of or releasing this month. So that could be centered around mindset. Maybe there's something in your mindset, limiting beliefs or fears that have been holding you back that you're ready to let go of. Death of the ego, that kind of feeling. The other thing that came through is perhaps honoring loved ones who've passed over, or somebody close to you having passed over recently. I just got a sense that this doesn't just mean rebirth for some people. For some people, there is going to be an element of a connection to loss, to death. Again, just tune in to see which one resonates for you. It could be both, it could just be one or the other. And if it is tuning into a loss of somebody, then by all means take some time to really allow yourself to grieve, whatever that means. It doesn't mean you have to cry every day. It doesn't mean to feel guilty if you're laughing or having a good time. It just means to tune into how you feel each day and to honor that, to really go with that. So if you're honoring somebody who passed recently, or if somebody has just passed in your life, then I just invite you to take some time over Aquarius season to tune into that, to tune into your emotions, which is so interesting because we don't often think of Aquarius as an overly emotional sign because they quite often keep their cards close to their chest. But I'm just inviting you to step into that space of connecting with your emotions if that part of the card resonates with you. If it just resonates in terms of rebirth, then this is exciting for you. This is an opportunity to really look at what you're ready to let go of. Because this is Aquarius season, obviously that's connected to air, as we said, so it could be releasing mental clutter or mental beliefs, something that's holding you back. So there's this real opportunity to get into that, to dive into that and really look at what isn't serving me. What do I need to let go of in order to have the right mental attitude, the right positive mental space, a space where I feel safe, right? Because we want to feel loved and joyful and safe within our own minds. We don't want to be going into our mind and feeling stressed or worried or anxious or fearful. So you want to feel good, you want to feel safe. Your mind should be just as much of a sanctuary to you as your heart space or a physical space, right? You should feel good wherever you are. That's what we're always looking to cultivate. So I'm just inviting you to look at your beliefs, your fears, and your feelings towards your mental space. Do you feel like you're continuously negative self-talking towards yourself? And I don't just mean in terms of self-love, but do I mean that you're believing that, you know, there's only negative things you can see or experience or go through? So just take some time this season to really ask yourself, what is your mental belief like? Is there anything that needs to be let go of, released, deleted? We're just going to be having had a full moon when this video releases, so if you haven't done a full moon ritual to forgive and let go, then that might be the perfect opportunity to do that when you've watched this video. The second card that came through for card pile 1 is all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. This is really interesting to me because, as I said, with the death card, I did wonder if there was an element of loss. And so all paths lead home to me feels more like a message of whomever you've lost has returned home and you will eventually return home. It just felt like there was a deeper meaning than just what this card means about going within, something about actual returning to your spiritual home. So there could just again be something to be mindful of there. Again, if you are experiencing or have experienced loss, you are going through grief, just honoring that, going with those emotions, going with those feelings. Otherwise, this card is talking about tuning into your inner authority, tuning into your intuition, which again is beautiful because this is really talking about that mental space, clearing it out, releasing it, stepping into that space of rebirth. And so you kind of need to go within to do that, to tune in, to go into your home, into your soul, because maybe if your mental space is not a loving space to be, go within, go into your soul, into your heart, whatever feels more resonant to you, and ask yourself, what needs to happen to make me feel safe in that mental space, to make me feel good? What do I need to do? What is my truth when it comes to what I believe, right? Really in my soul, what is my truth? And then you can come out and reflect that into your mental and your outer world, right? So you need to go within and ask yourself, what would it really mean to me to feel good? How can I tune into that mental loving space? If it sounds almost weird to say it, I've always said I've never been a fan of the word mental. I just think there's some negative connotations with it, and I think it's lovely to use mind instead or something like that. Whatever feels you know, right for you to use. So even though I'm using mental, you can say mind. So tuning into that mind space, what feels good for you to tune into, to bring forth, right? So how can you cultivate the same kind of soul space relationship that you have with your mind or your mental space this month? That's really what I feel this card is asking you to tune into, and ask your intuition to guide you with that. And then your soul plan energy for this month is number 14, which is soul reflection, soul mirror. It says appreciation and comprehension of the non-physical, inspiring others to see beyond the ordinary. So this is interesting. I'm really intrigued that this came in, because this energy is all about reflecting that divine spark quality to other people. And so of course you need to understand and tune into and connect to your divine spark first. You need to find that part of yourself in order to then reflect that to other people, right? You need to clear your waters, right? And nothing reflects in muddy waters. Clear your waters, find your truth, your depth, your soul, and then you can reflect that out to others. So there's almost a little inner journey that's going on this month for you. And again, that could be connecting to grief or loss, or something that you've let go of, or something that has forced itself out of your life as well. That can happen. And it's really asking you to go deep within, possibly deeper than you've ever gone before, because this, as I say, is connecting to that divine spark. And the divine spark is like that initial creation element of you. Okay, that's your soul truth. If you were to leave this physical body, you would go back to that divine spark. You would become that again. So it's like, really go within, take some time to really go within. I feel like the mind and the mental element is really important, and then you can get into the depth of your soul, right? When our mind, body and soul are in harmony with one another, then we can have this really deep connection to each of them and go deeper into our soul. And I'm getting to this part because this is the part that you can go deeper within. So I'm just inviting you this month, if you chose card pile 1, to look at what you can let go of, how you can change your beliefs or let go of your fears, and really tune into a more loving mental space. Because we so often create this beautiful sanctuary around us with our altars and, you know, all these beautiful things that we have with our crystals, but like, what is your mind space like? Is that reflecting that? Is that feeling good too? So I'm just inviting you to step into that, because once you do that, as I say, then you can start to reflect this real soul beauty to other people and help them to understand and see and connect with their divine spark, which is just the essence of who they are, which is so beautiful. So it's a really positive focus for this month for you. Of course, if you are tuning into the loss side of this, then please honor that. Know that it's safe to do that, and really look at how you're feeling or what you're believing linked to that, and see how you can release and heal that to come into a more loving space with your thoughts, with your feelings, with your soul. So let me know how this reading has resonated with you in the comments below. If you chose card pile number 2, then your main theme for Aquarius season is the 7 of Pentacles. This is so cool. I was really intrigued when this came up, because honestly, the first thing I thought of was creativity and abundance. They were two things that really came in as soon as I picked this card. And yes, this card is about that long-term investment of energy, right? It's about you zooming out and taking a look at the big picture, at what your goals really are, what do you really want to achieve and create, because the fruition, the abundance that you're looking for is going to come after you've put in the love and the discipline and the focus that is necessary for it. So perhaps you started that in Capricorn season. That's great for starting the kind of process of doing the work. And so this is saying continue that, see it as the bigger picture, because ultimately your end goal of abundance, whatever that means to you, whether it's financial or romantic or whatever, is going to happen. It just might take a little bit more time or a little bit more focus than maybe you thought. Maybe there's some more work that needs to be done on an inner level for what you're trying to achieve and trying to work towards. So it's going to happen. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to come into that space. And so you can see she's kind of in a way she looks a bit like, oh gosh, okay, we're still doing this, all right then. And sometimes it can feel like that, right? You know, when you're doing the healing, it's like, oh my gosh, I thought I'd healed everything and now I'm doing this. Or, oh my gosh, I thought, you know, I was ready to launch this project or to make this amount of money and it hasn't happened. Why isn't it manifesting or happening? Because there's just a little bit more that needs to be put into it. And that can be bringing more balance into it, bringing more of a positive mindset into it, doing more healing. But certainly it's happening. Just come from a space of grace and humility and gratitude gratitude for what you have and how you're going on this journey, because the journey is the exciting bit, right? The destination's great, but once you get there, that's it. But it's the journey that you will remember. It's the experiences that you've had that have led you to that space that you will remember. So card number 2 that came through for you guys is the Golden Children, Inner Child, Tenderness, Innocence, Rare Gifts. So this is interesting because I feel as though, well, firstly, this card is really talking about perhaps you are going to be birthing a golden child. You are going to be bringing forth a ray child, right? You know, we've talked about indigo, crystal, rainbow. Golden children and blue ray children we also have as well. And so the golden children, you could be very well be pregnant or be about to find out that you're pregnant and coming into that space, or you could be birthing something that holds the frequency of that, which is a very pure crystalline energy. So this is why I feel that there's this creativity that's coming in, because it's like something you're going to create is going to have this really pure, beautiful crystalline energy to it, in which case it's important for you to really cleanse and clear your energy to be this clear vessel for what you're receiving. And I just want to tune into the soul plan energy now that's come through. This is what wants to come up, is the energy of unity, energy 1, and it says stability, spiritual connection, and healing. So whatever it is that you're creating, I just feel there's going to be this really healing accent on it. And this, interestingly, is all about, it's connected to Pluto, so it's all about transformation as well as healing. So it's kind of like what you're creating and what you are laboring over, this labor of love, is actually going to bring this really strong transformative and healing quality to it, right? With this really high vibrational energy of this golden vibration, this golden frequency, yeah? If you're working with that rather than birthing a physical being. So there's this opportunity to really tune into this exciting creative quality that's coming through. And this doesn't feel too heavy. I feel like normally for card pile 2 we have quite intense heavy energy, but this is feeling good. This is feeling lighter. This is like, okay, you've done the work, you've done the healing. Maybe it's taken a bit longer than you thought, but you've now come into a space where you're ready to really channel this beautiful golden healing frequency that can bring transformation and growth and allow you to bring creativity as you co-create and manifest with the universe. So I would love to hear how this resonates with you. If there is a project that you're working on, there's so much creativity that's coming through in 2022, and it's really exciting for me to hear about what you guys are doing, what you're up to, what you've kind of channeled, or what wants to be birthed through you. Really intrigued and just so excited whenever you guys DM me or comment and tell me what you have going on. So let me know how this resonates. Let me know what you're tuning into, how this frequency is coming through for you. And I hope that you've enjoyed these readings. Sending you lots of blessings for Aquarius season, and I will see you in next week's video. And so I have tried to dress as appropriately as I possibly can, and the decks that I have chosen for, and the decks I have used, and the design. Okay, so right here. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this. That's a wrap. Wrap diddly yap dap dap. And now I'm gonna go and eat some lunch because nearly 2 hours I've been filming for. Ooh, you're so right. And I feel that because this is Aquarius, it's air, because this is really, hang on, that's the back of the card. What's the word I'm looking for? You would go back to that divine spark element, right? You would tune back into that. You would become that part of yourself.